ஹலோ.
ஹலோ.
பார்த்தா
லைவ் ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன். ஓகே, ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு.
இல்ல பார்த்தா இப்போ வந்து லைக் அவங்களோட 4 minutes டைம் லிமிட் முடிஞ்ச உடனே வந்து லைக் இப்போ சப்போஸ் இன்கேஸ் நம்ம டைமர் பேக்ரவுண்ட்ல போட்டோம்னா வந்து லைக் அவங்களுக்கு கொஞ்சம் டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸா இருக்கும். ஓகேவா? இது எப்படி இருக்குன்னு பாரு, ஒரு நிமிஷம். கேக்குதா? ஏதாவது
கேக்குது, லைட்டா கேக்குதாண்ணா?
லைட்டா கேக்குதா?
இந்த இவங்க மோனிஷ் ஏதோ பில்லே எடுத்து அடிச்சான்னு நினைக்கிறேன் இதுல. ஐயோ, இது என்ன சொல்றது, ஏதோ ஒரு ஸ்மால் பெல் மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு அவங்களுக்கு அவங்கிட்ட.
சரி, நம்ம பில் வச்சுக்கலாம் சிம்போசியம்க்கு.
அதுதான் அது இருக்கான்னு.
சரி, நான் விற்பனை
இருந்துச்சுன்னா எடுத்து சரி
சொல்றேன்.
வீடியோ மட்டும் பாக்குறேன். எங்க இருக்குறீங்க?
இதுல என்னன்னா, ஓகே எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு ஓகே தான் நினைக்கிறேன்.
சுகன் சார் கால் பண்ணாரு, ஒரு நிமிஷம்.
போயிட்டாங்க.
ஹலோ சார், குட் ஈவினிங் சார். சார் ஹலோ பார்த்தா,
ஹலோ.
அந்த பெல் செக் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாமாடா?
பண்ணுங்க.
ஒரே நிமிஷம். கேட்டுச்சா? ஆனா ரொம்ப ஃபெயிண்டா கேட்டுச்சா, நல்லா கேட்டுச்சா?
பரவாயில்ல, கிளியரா தான் கேட்டுச்சு எனக்கு இந்த வாட்டி.
கிளியரா கேட்டுச்சா? இது விஎல்சில தான் போட்டேன், இன்னொரு இயர்பட பார்த்தேன்.
இல்ல ப்ரோ, இந்த வாட்டி கிளியரா தான் கேட்டுச்சா?
அப்படியா?
கேக்குது.
கேக்குது
கேக்குது கேக்குது.
ஓகேடா.
சரி.
Then we'll start inviting them. Rules மட்டும் சொல்லிட்டு லைக் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு at exactly at 3 minutes and 30 seconds we'll give them their first bell, and at the end of 4 seconds we'll give them their I'm sorry, at the end of their 4 minutes we'll give them their second bell, and they should not exceed beyond that. If they're going beyond 4 minutes, at the end of another, we'll give them an extra of 4 minutes and maybe 20 seconds. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
4 minutes at the end. Hey guys, I think we have everybody here. So I hope you'll know the rules of the debate. So 4 minutes will be your the time limit for your speech, and you will have 1 minute of rebuttal. So just to keep you guys that aware that the 4 minutes has gotten over. See, last time when we had the timer behind, we weren't able to see y'all. So I will be playing this. Just see if you can hear it. Okay. So at the end of 4 minutes, that is at the end of your speech, I will play this. Can y'all hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It's perfectly clear.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Everybody can.
Yes.
All right then. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then we'll go for an audio video testing just before the event could begin. So, as per the order, the first. Okay. So the first person speaking would be Agrima, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you please on your video, Agrima? Okay. Okay then, Agrima. Fine. The next would be Shurabi. Shurabi, could you please on your video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Harish. Harish, I can't hear you clearly, Harish.
Am I audible, Ursula?
Yes, yes,
Hello?
you're audible. Yeah, you're audible. Can we see you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't
Can't
I
you see
can't
me?
see. No, Harish. Is anybody else able to see Harish?
No.
Am I audible now? Hmm.
Yeah, dude, you are audible. Sorry, I actually muted
Okay.
everyone previously. That's why.
Okay. What about my video?
Yeah.
Am I visible?
Yeah. Your video.
Now
Yes, your video is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Abhinaya.
Am I visible?
Abhinaya. No. Can anybody else see her? I'm not able to.
Yeah, Abhinaya, I am able to see you. No problem.
Audio clear?
Yes.
Audio is actually fine. Okay, okay.
Okay. We just saw you. Okay.
Thank you.
Then we have Ria.
Yep, I'm here.
Uh,
Everything okay?
your video. You on your video?
Yeah, it's on. You guys can see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
You
Yeah.
can see her or I can't. Okay. Niranjan.
Can see and hear me clearly?
Yes. Perfect.
Good. Thank you.
Then we have Amir.
Hi.
Yes. Perfect. And then Taskina.
Hi. Can you guys see me?
Uh,
Am I
not
visible?
able to. Yes, I can see you right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, just a quick run through, guys. You'll be given 4 minutes per person, and you will receive 1 minute of rebuttal. That is 1 minute along with the person who's going to ask you. And from sir, I cannot tell you how much longer he's going to ask you, but let's hope you get easy questions. And the first person is Agrima. Agrima, your rebuttal will be from Abhinaya. Shurabhi, your rebuttal will be from Amir. Harish, your rebuttal will be from Niranjan. Abhinaya, you'll be having a rebuttal from Agrima. Ria, you'll be having a rebuttal from Taskina. Niranjan, you'll be having a rebuttal from Harish. Amir, you'll be having a rebuttal from Shurabhi. And Taskina, you'll be you'll have your rebuttal from Ria. Okay. And as for who's speaking for, who's speaking against, oh crap, Abhinaya, not Abhinaya, Shurabhi. No, not Shurabhi. Agrima, sorry. Agrima will be speaking for the motion. Shurabhi will be speaking against the motion. Harish will be speaking for the motion. Abhinaya against. And Ria will be speaking for the motion. Niranjan against. Amir will be speaking for the motion. Taskina against. Yeah, that's it. Okay, guys? Yeah, so there's no changes in that, right? I got everybody right?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
All right then. Okay, then all the best. I'm just going to go call the judges, okay? All right then. Hey guys, please sit tight. Sorry for the delay. The judge will be joining us shortly, okay? Guys, our judge is here, so I think we will begin right now. So, good evening and welcome to the final round of Rede Ende. Let's keep talking. The virtual debate of Francis Corsa 5.0, presented to you by Government Tiruvannamalai Medical College and Hospital. As we continue to pass on this legacy of Francis Corsa, whose frontrunner is Dr. G. Kamalakannan, this year this tradition of ours came to a standstill due to the pandemic. But with the work of many hands and constant guidance of Dr. G. Kamalakannan and under the watchful eyes of Dr. Sugan Chandar, this vision has become a possibility. In spite of the setbacks, we brought the competition to the comfort of your homes. To begin with, I'd like to welcome our Honorable Judge, Dr. Mani Vasagam Sir, who continues to educate young minds in the field of forensic medicine. Sir worked as a senior assistant professor in Omandurar Medical College, Chennai, and now works as senior assistant professor in Karur Medical College. Sir's bountiful experience has contributed greatly to his field. Welcome, sir. And now to our organizing chairman, Dr. G. Kamalakannan, MD Forensic Medicine, who is the associate professor here in Government Tiruvannamalai Medical College. The reign of forensic medicine in our college is due to his constant efforts. I'd like to welcome our organizing secretary, Dr. Sugan Chandra sir, who works as the assistant professor in our college. His assistance was the boost this event needed for its success. Welcome, sir. To begin with, the first round we posed two pressing issues before you all, that was mental health and rape. And in round two, we raised the stakes by having a round of block and tackle, which brings us to our final round. We present before you the four teams who jumped through hoops and made it all the way here, and a hearty congratulations to the rest of the participants. Now presenting the team from Jawaharlal Nehru Medical College, Maharashtra, Agrima and Churabi. From Government Sivakangai Medical College, we have Harish and Abhinaya. From Sri Ramachandra Medical College, we have Ria and Niranjan. And from Kanachur Institute of Medical Sciences, we have Amir and Taskina. This brings us to our topic. Now, globally, there are 3 billion users of social media. The social media is an ever-changing and ever-evolving platform. The social media has welcomed with open hands businessmen, politicians, actors, entrepreneurs. What about medical professionals? Them, being constantly bound by ethical reforms, have still reached out to make a social media presence. So, when the medical professionals use social media as a platform, now is this a boon or a bane? Now presenting the first speaker, we have Agrima, who will be speaking for the motion. Over to you, Agrima.
A very good evening to all the judges and coordinators of Forensic Causa 5.0. This is Agrima Arora, and my topic for today is medical professionals using social media as a platform. Is this a boon or a bane? I'll be speaking for the motion, that is, it is a boon. In March 2020, an outbreak of the novel coronavirus occurred in Wuhan, China, which was soon declared as a pandemic. Since then, we have unraveled some most spine-chilling and scary stories of a virus leading to more than 1 million deaths. During these eddy times, when each one of us is scared of the contagious spread of the virus, what could be better for your healthcare if your doctor could advise you virtually through your laptop screen? What could be better for a medical student if they can be educated without having to take the risk of meeting people personally? And what could be better for the incautious and work-shy implementers of law if we bring the law to them? Social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter led to a massive urge by the people for the development of online consultation applications like mFine and HelloDoc. In 2015, a team of doctors, Dr. Deepu Sebin, Priyank Chaube, and Nimi Sharayan, founded India's largest network of medical professionals, providing over 5 lakh users an online resource for medical PG preparation through their website, marrow.com. Through social media platforms, they provide students with case-based clinical learning, which keeps them updated with the latest developments in medical science without having to spend time and money at conferences and journals. Now, I would like to take your attention to some malpractices against medical professionals, which were reported through the spread of awareness by the medical network on social media platforms like Instagram. On the night of September 9, 2020, a 17-year-old boy named Jatin Parmar succumbed in the intensive care unit of Prabha Devi Hospital, Mumbai. For the record, his brother said that he was admitted to the hospital since he was down with fever. After the boy's relatives were informed about their loss, they came to the hospital and found the body's temperature to be high and argued that their loved one was still alive. Without considering any possibility of post-mortem curiosity, around 30 relatives of the deceased bashed into the ICU and outrageously attacked the medical staff, shamelessly disrespected and forced them to turn the ventilator machine back on. When under pressure, the doctor in charge did what she was told. These naive men mistook the ventilator's pumping action to be a heartbeat. Later, it was revealed that the patient's ECG was a flat line and the cause of death, according to the post-mortem report, was suggestive of cardiac arrest. A video of the incident went viral on social media, and many doctors like Dr. Sparsh Kumar, a resident at KEM Hospital, uploaded videos in response to explain the correct medical facts related to the incident in an attempt to spread awareness among the masses. Later, a huge social media agitation led to the filing of an FIR against those men. In 2017, Samra Zafar, author of the bestseller novel A Good Wife, opened up to her doctor about domestic violence through a social media platform, which further encouraged her to file a case against her abusive husband and walk out of her marriage. Conversationist.org and Bonobology are some online platforms which connect people to psychologists through social media. Lastly, I would like to conclude by bringing to your attention Dr. Mikhail Warshawsky, or popularly called Dr. Mike, who is a social media influencer and routinely disseminates health, fitness, and fashion advice through his 3.9 million Instagram followers. Social media is therefore a powerful tool to bridge the gap between the general public and the rare fraternity of medical professionals. Doctors do not need to be alienated by choice anymore, as social media gives them the voice to communicate with people, which was otherwise restricted to only hospitals. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Agrima, for the beautiful speech. Now we will have the rebuttal from Abhinaya of Government Sivaganga Medical College.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. The first is online platforms can be better for preparation for exams and educational purposes, but not for diagnosing patients virtually, even if it is a lockdown or if it is due to a corona pandemic. It doesn't justify diagnosing and treating patients virtually without proper recording of vitals and clinical examination, since the chance of misdiagnosis and wrong treatments are high. What do you think about that?
See, I think that there are platforms like Marrow and PrepLadder which provide clinical diagnosis. They put up cases they put up clinical cases which are more oriented to the clinical knowledge and skill-based type of questions, which are presently the most which is presently the most hyped, and therefore they do aid to the preparation of the students through a clinical and a skill-based learning. So I do not agree with that fact at all.
Okay, these are helpful only for exams, not for treating the patients, right?
They are definitely helpful for treating the patients.
Your time is up.
Actual clinical best patients are involved, which are put up as questions.
Your time is up. And now, Sir will be presenting his rebuttal. Sir?
Yes. So you all can receive me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I think you have done well. So I have a question for you, Agrima.
Yes, sir.
And you have said the case was about postmortem curiosity and cause of death was cardiac arrest, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to emphasize this statement again, or do you want to alter this statement?
Sir, I didn't say that the case was because of postmortem curiosity. It is like some people on the social media say that it is postmortem curiosity, but others do not agree. So it is a generalized. It is not very clear among the as to as to what the reporter said, it's not very clear that what was the cause of the death, but the cause of the death was cardiac arrest. If he did suffer from postmortem curiosity or not, that is not very clear.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. See, I've asked you a simple question. I'm asking
Yes,
you
sir.
whether you want to reconsider your statement and say the phenomena was postmortem curiosity. You said no, you're not sure about the phenomena of
No, so
postmortem.
the cause of the death was definitely cardiac arrest. That is why,
Sure?
which is what the reporters say on the internet, that the cause highlighted from the medical report was cardiac arrest.
Okay, so you're saying your points were based on the reporter's news, right? Okay. So what are you what are you trying to tell us based on
So
that
the
news?
thing is, the way the people barged into the ICU and started yelling and attacking the medical professionals. That is definitely not ethical, and that is definitely illegal. And that was highlighted through social media since the video went viral. And then doctors uploaded their videos in response to the video of by generating awareness, which was through.
Okay, then. So what is your observation now?
So definitely social media is a tool for highlighting such incidences which keep on happening. Like there are so many incidences which are not even reported, which happen again medical professionals.
You're saying social media reporting must be done, right?
Yes,
so you're
of course.
going for the topic.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So can I ask you, you're not sure about the phenomena of postmortem curiosity, you're not sure about the cause of death being cardiac arrest, being medico, but how do you expect common people or common public to understand the news from the anchors and get awareness?
So that is exactly what social media helped them through. That is exactly what medical professionals did by uploading videos and creating awareness among the masses in simple language, layman language, and trying to explain them what the scenario was actually, what was actually happening inside the ICU, and they actually try to generate awareness among the masses.
So that is what you're saying, right?
Like social media is a connect between the medical professionals and the normal public.
Okay. Yes. Okay then. Yes, we can move ahead.
Thank you, Agrima. Thank you, sir. So next we have Shurabi. Shurabi, could you please on your video?
Am I audible and visible to everyone?
Yes. Okay, so Shurabi will be speaking against the topic. Shurabi, you may begin.
A very good evening to the Honorable Judge, respected members of the Coordinating Committee and members of this House. This is Shurabi Shukla, and I'm going to present my views against the motion, that is to assert that medical professionals using social media as a platform is a bane. The use of social media across all ages and professions is extremely prevalent around the world. At the first glance at this topic, one is bound to presume that medical professionals using social media as a platform could be anything but a bane. But if you are to ponder upon this, if you are to understand the complexities of the medical field, you will understand that this is not just in fact a bane, but also has adverse consequences in most cases. From the top of the list is the propagation of poor quality of information to not just the common public, but also the medical professionals who are new to this field and are trying to expand their spectrum of knowledge. On these social media platforms, it requires no qualification on the part of the individual to create a profile. And this leads to high risks of impersonation and would end up defaming the medical professional whose name is attached to the profile, and would ultimately result in the destruction of one's career, which they built from the scratch. We need to understand that in a profession in which any and all activities begin with the examination of a person's bodies, it is extremely absurd to even consider the use of virtual platform on any level. Take, for example, specialists in the field of psychology and psychiatry. the human mind is the most complicated of all. In such cases, the slightest of medical advice provided without proper consideration of a person's state of mind could lead to adverse consequences, not just for the medical professional, but also the health of the patient. It could make the medical professional liable to legal action and could end up in the suspension of the doctor's license. The Indian Medical Association had sought clear-cut actions from the Indian Medical Council, observing online medical consultations as illegal and unethical. The Karnataka Medical Council in August last year stated, while describing online medical consultations as vague and unclear, and I quote, it is very much cardinal to the state that the online medical consultations are unknown to the code of ethics, for the reasons that the doctor cannot examine the patient physically and hence cannot treat him or her clinically, both of which are extremely important and are absent from the processes of online medical consultations. This leads to a lot of complications and is nothing but to play with the life of the patient, unquote. There is an increasing trend of advertising on social media nowadays. With the recent changes in the policies in one of the most popular social media app, that is Instagram, you can pay hefty amounts of money to the makers of these apps and have your name displayed in the list of sponsored ads. Many corporate firms also charge doctors a fee to display and advertise their names as the best and uncontested. This means that an individual with no amount or less amount of caliber than the others and a hefty amount of cash in their pockets could earn a dignified position, hence misleading the unaware common public. It is essential to understand here that the topic does not target the mere presence of these medical professionals on social media platforms. But the problem begins to occur when these medical professionals starts getting vocal of their authority and there's talk about their specialization on a volatile platform. We except for instead of unauthorized websites and their clinics, authorized websites which also in turn direct them to visit the clinic for ultimate treatment. In conclusion, I would like to urge everyone to understand the gravity of the situation, that the faintest amount of medical consultation provided online is based on a hit and trial method that either the medical professional would assume in case the patient is unable to describe the symptoms properly and prescribe medication, or she might end up misinterpreting the symptoms that described by the patient. The consequences in both the cases would be equally lethal. Thank you.
Thank you, Shurabhi. So now you will be facing a rebuttal from Amir. Over to you, Amir.
Hi, Shurabhi. My question to you is, you mentioned how a doctor advertising about his specialty is wrong. Can you please give me an example of that? And I'm not very sure how it's wrong to advertise one specialty, just to give the viewers an insight about their life. Can you please give me an example how it's wrong?
I've said that the problem begins when these specialists start getting vocal about what authority they hold in the field. That is to mean that they start speaking about those topics, start advising people on those, simply stating in their bio on a social media platform that they belong to this field is not a problem. But when they start giving out advices for the same without due consideration, as I stated, in the absence of the physical presence of a patient, that is when the problem occurs.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Can I ask a follow-up question?
Your time is up. I'm really sorry, guys. Okay. So now rebuttal by sir. Over to you, sir.
Yes, okay. Surabhi, you have said Indian Medical Council declaring online consultation as illegal, right? I remember you said that.
Sir, it is based on a report released by the Hindu last year in August, when there was a case of mishap in the case of online consultation. in the state of
Let
Karnataka.
it be. We don't want to go into the details of it. Found by likely by a dermatological society, I guess so, if I'm right. Let it be. That is not much importance here. I'm simply asking you. You said a complaint was filed with Indian Medical Council, and the Indian Medical Council declared online consultation as illegal. Is this what you said?
No, sir. They observed this practice as illegal and unethical.
Who? They refers to who?
The Indian Medical.
That's what I'm asking you. You said Indian Medical Council declared online consultation as illegal. Am I right? This is what you said.
So in this particular case, they observed this practice of online medical consultations as illegal and unethical.
Yes. So you still prefer to say it is Indian Medical Council or Indian Medical Association?
So the Indian Medical Association had sought clear-cut actions at the hands of the Indian Medical Association in this particular case, while observing the practice of online medical consultations as being illegal and unethical.
Oh, fine. So if you could tell us what you think about, there is a quote, the world remembers not the one with the idea, but those who convince others with the idea. Want me to repeat it?
Yes, sir, please.
The world likes those who convince their ideas rather than those who own an idea. So is it having any relevance to your topic, or you want to say something about this quote?
Sir, I believe debating is the art of persuasion. But we have observed these kind of mishaps, although I am unable to state specific examples right now, but there have been cases of mishaps in the cases of online medical consultations, and the points that I have listed have been, in my opinion, perfectly relevant to deduce that Indian medical professionals using social media platforms is in fact a bane.
Okay. Yes, we can move ahead. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shurabhi. And now we have the third speaker of the day, Harish.
Yeah, am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Yeah. Shall I start?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Good evening. Let me begin my argument with a quote. It is better to debate a question without settling it rather than to settle the question without debating it. On that note, let me take time to inform everybody that this debate has been going on like for a really very long time. And the irony is today, the same debate is on the social media platform. I would also like to ask the opposition, if the medical professionals at Tiruvannamalai Medical College weren't using social media, will it be even possible to participate in this debate? The other side of the house has forgotten that all the communication for this event were made on social media. Though the advantages of medical professionals using social media are innumerable, let me place a few points in favor of the motion. First, spreading information. As the previous speaker said, in this age of disinformation, aren't we morally obliged to spread the information to the community? Let me remind you that of the duties of the doctor to the public, the first and the foremost happens to be to provide health education. As an example, when the United States President Trump compared COVID-19 with the flu, the doctors there responded to the tweet mentioning that it was morally reprehensible. Does the other house not want to discharge their duties? Well, that's up to them. Second, a doctor in social media is better than Dr. Google. So the so-called idiot syndrome is on the rise. The syndrome is a disaster and a challenge to all the medical professionals in this nation. Self-diagnosis, over-the-counter drug abuse is on the rise as a whole. So why can't we all accept the fact that doctors, real doctors in social media can actually divert a patient from going to a mere search engine to get themselves treated? Third, freedom of press is a fundamental right, and the opposition calling a basic fundamental right as a bane. I think they are not actually interested in using their rights granted constitutionally to the fullest. And moreover, I would like to remind them that this is not a communistic nation. This is India, the largest democracy, and hence exercising the fundamental right, which shall benefit both the public and the medical community, is definitely a boon, not a bane. Fourth, online medical education platforms like Medscape forums are available in which doctors can use it for continuing the medical education. A number of doctors are actually doing a wonderful job on YouTube teaching medical students, where ultimately students are benefited. I'm not going to accept anybody from the position saying that they have never used these videos at least once in their life. So there are a number of YouTube channels that are available for sharing information about examinations like NEXT, USMLE, and PLAB. So is this not a boon to the medical community, students in particular? Finally, I would like to use the social media platform as a tool of social justice. This country spends only 1.1% of the GDP on healthcare, while the richest country in the planet spends 17% of the GDP on healthcare. Doctors in this nation are underpaid, while the people around us think that we are overpaid millionaires. How are we going to tackle the issue? Are we ready for a healthcare policy? Make the citizens look at our side of the coin, that we as a profession are being brutally harassed by the government, and the medical community alone shall not be responsible for a movement. But I want everybody to gear up a movement for the sake of the betterment of this nation and medical community. And also I would like to add, we all need a break. News article on 2nd July 2010 in the Hindu affirms that on the whole, majority of doctors have a poor quality of life. Well, if that is the case, then why can't we use social media as a platform to get ourselves entertained, keep ourselves updated, and help our patients as well? Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Harish. So now Harish will be facing button from Niranjan.
Yeah.
Yeah, your time starts now, guys.
Yeah. Hey Harish, so you describe about this idiot syndrome, misinformation, and how you can go through the search engine and everything. So according to you, how do you feel that we can find that certain sources are credible? How to identify credible sources? And how do you think that through the same social media, you have the misinformation spreading too? So how would you control and classify which is credible, non-credible?
See, basically, I am suggesting that idiot syndrome is basically searching through Google. Like they search through Google and they self-diagnose. The patient self-diagnose. But virtually, when you see a doctor or on social media, if you see a doctor, it is better to a search engine. Okay, an actual person is better. Okay, that is the point that I would like to say. And as far as credible sources, I think that people should be responsible, and people will be wise enough in choosing the credible sources, definitely.
I have a follow-up, Ursula, or is my hand
Guys,
up?
yeah, your time just got over, guys. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now you'll be facing a rebuttal from Sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes. Harish, can you please repeat us the topic you have?
Sir, whether medical professionals using social media is a boon or a bane.
Okay. So can you please tell us in what way YouTube videos or some other videos for educational purposes, intended for educational purposes, is related to medical professionals?
Sir, I think we are all medical professionals, and if doctors are using it for making us educated, then I think it is beneficial for the medical community. Not only we are not only talking about the medical professionals who would like to benefit the public or the people or the patient. Also among us, we need platforms like Medscape or some social media platforms in which only doctors are available for the benefit of doctors. I think that is a boon, definitely. Yes.
Yes, see, your point is valid. Reaching out to social media for the purpose of educating students is right, but I think you have misunderstood the terms medical community and the medical professionals. Medical community reaching out to social media platform is okay. That is one another thing. Whereas medical professionals reaching out to social media is a different thing. Right, let it be. And you have told us something about poor quality of life for medical professionals, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
So based on what credible source you are saying that poor quality of life doctors have?
So there has been studies conducted. I do not know the exact reference, but it was in a news article on in 2010. But and also I have an exact source I do not remember, sir. But obviously, many doctors in India are having a poor quality of life, not only based upon the time they work or other things, but also in terms of salary. Also, I'm talking. So basically, in comparison to the other developed nations, I'm saying especially. Yeah,
right. Whether with respect to pay packages or with respect to the government in terms of GDP, that is right. But you're saying something about poor quality of life. Poor quality of life is a life measurement, based on which many health policies would be framed. So I just want to know whether you are saying the study is based on 2010 statistics, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I didn't find recent studies. Yeah.
You didn't find it.
I searched for recent studies, but this study was.
Please tell us in short, about in another 10 or 15 words, what you have found out in searching for a credible evidence with respect to the news article you have mentioned here.
Sir, there was a quote by the Institute of Mental Health. The director, Satyanathan, I think, sir. Satyanathan, sir, has mentioned that doctors are having a poor quality of life in terms of not being happy and having a workload. In terms of workload is also very high. So I think that is what I found out, sir, as far as quality of life is concerned. I also participated in another debate, and there the very same discussion went on whether the doctors have a poor quality of life, and the judge also said that the quality of life of a doctor is poorer than a C-section, clerk in India. He mentioned that, and that is what from that only I also searched about the quality of life, sir. Yes.
Fine. Out of your observation. Fine. Okay, we'll move.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Harish. Next up, we will have Abhinaya.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Abhinaya. So you will be speaking against the motion.
Yes. Shall I start?
And yes.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. With the gratitude of giving me an opportunity to participate in this debate, I would like to begin my argument with some points against the motion. First, constitutionally speaking, yes, freedom to speech and press is a fundamental right. Exercising the right and exploiting the right are two very different things, and there is a thin line between them. Aren't the medical professionals also using these platforms to express their political opinions? In that case, they are trying to influence the people and votes. I think that social media in healthcare is a potent marketing weapon. Next comes the most important bane of all. I think there are pretty good reasons for a doctor to shine light in the eyes, listening to the breathing and heartbeats. I don't think these will be possible with virtual communication. No communication and investigations can give information equal to that a patient clinical appearance can give. Think about a patient having visceromegaly or enlarged liver or other organs, which can be found out only by palpating the patient, since the patient can be unaware of such condition by themselves. So the another example is, think a patient is suffering from a streptococcal pharyngitis, for which we usually prescribe a penicillin injection, but which should be given orally after a test dose, which is not possible on a virtual platform. And if the patient dies of anaphylactic shock due to these reasons, it is the doctor who is going to be trialed for medical negligence, that too both civil and criminal negligence. Then there is communication, virtual communication, secure and risk-free. Can the affirmative group guarantee every single patient that his or her medical records, medical history, drug history shall be private? No. Not only the affirmative group, but also no one in the nation shall confirm the same. Have you forgotten about the duty of the doctor to keep the medical information confidential? If not, it will be against the right of privacy. Next, yes, already mentioned, Dr. Google is performing very, very, very badly. I agree with that. But how does the affirmative team even guarantee that a virtual doctor has a solution? Say a doctor posts a video explaining a disease, considering it as a mass information. Won't the uneducated person self-diagnose and mentally be affected? Won't the drug name be misheard by the patient? Won't the patient fail to analyze the differentials? In that case, the healthcare professionals in social media is actually a bane. It creates more problem to the health of the individuals. Finally, yes, we all need a break. The negative team, me in particular, I'm not against the usage of social media. Our argument is only that the medical professionals using this platform to influence the people politically, sometimes rarely, not deliberately misguiding the patient in making the healthcare decision, and also using this free platform to place their advertisement is not something to be looked upon. I want this nation citizens to understand that the doctors are not some online money mongering company. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Abhinaya. So now Abhinaya will be facing a rebuttal from Agrima.
Okay, hello, am I
Agrima?
audible?
Yes. Guys, the time for your rebuttal starts now.
Okay, so I would like to ask you that in these evolving times where online learning and social media platforms are the hike, in a pandemic situation like 2020, where it is so dangerous to go out and meet people, how do you think that meeting people is better and actually less dangerous than contacting them on social media? Don't you agree that in an attempt to even meet the doctor, the patient is putting themselves at a risk? And one more question that I would like to ask you is that you said something about the privacy of the patient when during online consultations. So I would really like to reconsider that fact, since online consultants like psychologists and psychiatrists do provide legal procedure of privacy, and they do maintain privacy. And if the patient is not very comfortable with their legal procedure, he or she can actually walk out of the situation anytime they want to. So the privacy is actually maintained. So I would like you to reconsider that fact.
So, as I've already mentioned that it is better not to treat patient if the doctor cannot clinically or check the vitals personally. I think it is better not to treat the patient because it may lead to misdiagnosis and failed treatment.
Yeah, your time is up. And for future references, so, guys, when you ask for a rebuttal, try keeping your question short so that it gives the speaker much more time to explain themselves too. Okay, so now, sir, can you please post the rebuttal for her, sir?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Abhinaya, right? For the record, can you please tell us the topic you have?
Sir, medical professionals in social media is a boon or ban?
Okay,
It's
so what is your take? What is your take?
Ban, sir.
Okay, so you're mentioning you're referring to Article 19, freedom of expression. Okay, let it be.
Article 21, sir.
21. Article 21 is right to life.
Life and liberty, sir. Recently, they have added the right to privacy under it, sir.
Let it be. I was referring to freedom of expression or freedom of speech, if I'm right.
Oh, yes, sir. Correct.
Yes. Okay. Can you tell us any ad or advertisement in a social media platform you have looked into in recent times?
Docs, absolutely.
Related to any health policy or any health program in India?
Docs app, sir, and some doctors are
okay.
Some doctors are saying in the virtual platform that NEET should be abolished, and some parties are referring to that doctor. See, the famous doctors are also saying that we should ban NEET. So I think it gives an advertisement opportunity and also a political influence.
We can say probably they're voicing out their opinion or they're giving away their political affiliation. That we can say, but how do you say a medical professional reaching out to a platform? Okay, so are you aware of an ad, a pulse polio ad? Pulse polio ad by Amitabh Bachchan?
No, sir.
Okay, in what way it could? Okay, now I'm telling you there is an ad by Amitabh Bachchan regarding pulse polio program. So can you please tell me, is there any use for that ad? Really?
Sir, if a doctor makes the ad or he explains the ad, I think it will be useful, sir. If an actor acts, it's of no use, sir. Most of them see the ad only for the actor, but not for the product.
Fine, I was trying to help you. Fine, okay. We'll move ahead.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Abhinaya. Next up, we have Ria.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Ria. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll start.
Yeah. Respected chairperson and the audience, I'm Ria, and I would like to present my views on why I think the use of social media has been advantageous to not only the society but also the medical professionals. Social media provides an open forum for individuals of various backgrounds to interact, and medical professionals form an important part of this society. Any social media platform comes with its own set of influencers promoting products, giving out advice, and impacting thousands, if not millions, of their followers with what they post and stand for. In a backdrop of this situation, where these influencers influence such a large percentage of the population, wouldn't you feel comforted if the youth was being influenced by an influencer who was a registered medical professional giving out advice based on his years of education and experience, advice founded on scientific principles, advice standing on decades worth of proof of medical research? The internet is constantly flooded with unvetted information posted or uploaded by the less informed. And I believe it is necessary for medical professionals to engage in active debate on online platforms to counter this continuous stream of misinformation. It is, I believe, also our duty to raise awareness and throw light on topics often less spoken about in public forums, such as that of female genital mutilation, safe sex, or even something as basic as menstrual health. Patients through these forums gain insight into the lives of doctors and come to sympathize with the hardships faced by those in this profession. This can go a long way in sensitizing the population towards the profession and reducing violence against doctors. On the medical front, the general population further learns about the intricacies of the workings of the healthcare system. This not only helps them make more informed decisions about who they want to trust with their healthcare, but also forms a bond and builds trust in the doctor itself. As more users of social media put it, they feel as though they already know the doctor. This motivates even those chronically afraid of hospitals to seek medical help and at healthcare facilities whenever the need might arise. The patients are also more likely to cooperate with the examination process and provide a more detailed account of the history and thus lead to a more accurate diagnosis. Doctors mentioning the importance of most basic upkeep of one's body and mind through exercise, a balanced diet, and self-assessment itself goes a long way in motivating people to do so. One example is the extensive promotion of self-examination with respect to breast cancer detection in women. Several patients also feel more comfortable raising queries online, which they may not be comfortable raising in a clinical setting. As there is no direct doctor-patient contact, the doctor also bears no professional liability to the patient and is free to give friendly advice, which is undoubtedly better than the advice of your own friend. Several online pages exist to act as self-help groups for professionals and students to discuss unique problems faced by those inside the medical profession. This helps counter the high rates of mental health problems among those practicing medicine. This also helps establish contact with others in the field and aids in advancing collaborative efforts on topics of mutual benefit. Many young doctors new to the field have found help and comfort in the mentors they've found online. Instagram accounts of several medical practitioners where they talk about their journey in the medical college and their love for medicine plays a huge role in inspiring and motivating several medical students to study. The YouTube videos explaining various complex concepts too have gained popularity in the recent years. Do I even have to mention YouTubers like Dr. Mike, who are adored equally among medical professionals and the general public? Quora and Medscape exist as platforms to gain answers from experts on information not freely available online. These groups often form the origins of medical organizations and NGOs currently working toward public welfare as well. In the recent years, with the spread of the internet into rural areas, these online platforms have gained major potential to ensure global access to affordable healthcare in the future. The government has released several guidelines as of 27th March 2020 in regard to practice of telemedicine as well. I'd like to conclude by saying social media is a platform open to all, and doctors, I believe, have made the best out of it by not only using it to organize and make productive use of this resource, but also by raising awareness and ensuring public welfare. Thank you.
Thank you, Ria. So now you'll be facing a rebuttal from Taskina.
Hello, Ria. I want to say one thing. We all know that social media is a part of web, which is only 0.03%, and the rest of the percentage is the dark web, where there is illegal online organ trafficking of Indian donors to Western recipients, and the majority of the illegal things that are done are the medical professionals involving in these kind of illegal activities. What do you think about it?
Ma'am, I think everything has a backside, and dark web does not form a part of social media. Social media platforms continuously make sure to maintain their content neutral and non-controversial, and also safe for the use of general public. So social media would not include the dark web. Doctors engaging in that is illegal activity, and that is separate. This is about the right to expression and public awareness and spread of right information.
But it affects the public health in a way, because social media is a part of it. You can't separate it.
Ma'am, illegal organ transplantation or
Guys, your time is up for
violence is an illegal activity.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, now you'll be facing a rebuttal from Sir. Over to you, Sir.
Yes. Priya, I'll ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
So if I have a doubt and I show you a video from few of your co-participants mentioned those names quite some time back. So if I have a doubt in a medical field and I give you an online video from a marrow or a propladder, and I ask you, say, this is what you are saying, but this video says otherwise, what would be your answer?
Sir, if I were a medical professional in a clinical setting, I would say that there are more such videos that I have gone through as well. And so the differential would be more extensive than just this video. And I would explain to the patient that this is only one aspect of it, and there are multiple aspects that I, as their physician, am required to inform them about. And I would inform them about them and explain to them why the other condition is more likely in their setting.
Yes, okay, fine. So based on what we are saying?
Sir, I don't understand. Based on as
based
in?
on what?
Based
of course,
on
I
the
appreciate your answer. I believe in you.
Yes, sir.
So now I simply ask you a question. I'm about to accept your answer, but just give me a reason based on what you're giving me this reply.
This would be based on the medical education I would have undergone. Like the answer, what I would explain to the patient would be based on my books and medical training and clinicals, along with other online sources and journals that I have read.
So you're relying on the training?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Yes, we'll proceed.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Ria. Next up, we have Niranjan.
I'm audible and visible, first of all.
I can hear you, but not able to see you. Are the rest of you able to see him?
Yeah, we can see you. No problem.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, begin.
Okay. So, respected chairperson, fellow participants, and audience members, I'm Niranjan from Chennai, and I'll be listing out the points on why medical professionals using social media as a platform is a bane. So, there are negative aspects affecting both the healthcare provider and the patient here. So, let's look into the credibility issues first. So, a major risk is the posting of unprofessional content that can reflect unfavorably on doctors, students, and affiliated institutions. Social media convey information about a person's personality, values, and priorities, and the first impression generated by this content can be lasting. Perceptions may be based on any of the information featured in a social media profile, such as photos, nicknames, comments, as well as friends, causes, and organizations that the person follows. Public mishaps by doctors have been documented, including images of sexual suggestiveness or intoxication, physicians taking digital photographs during surgery, posing with weapons or alcohol, and posting tweets that are harmful to an individual or the profession. The airing of frustrations or venting regarding patients also occurs in online forums, which is highly unprofessional. So information gathered from social media can also be used to make decisions regarding admission to medical or professional programs, selection for residencies or employment. So employers and residency programs now search Facebook and other social networking sites before hiring the applicants. So a Microsoft survey found that 79% of the employers view online information regarding the prospective employees, and only 7% of job candidates were aware of that possibility. Even if we delete accounts of or change profiles, we leave a digital footprint around which people can easily trace us and see us. Next, a recent study found that patients often extend online friend requests to their physicians on Facebook, which clearly violates patient-doctor boundaries and violates HIPAA regulations too. It is not unusual for social media users to be connected to overlapping networks of family, friends, and colleagues. Some users try to keep their personal and professional images separate by creating different accounts. This may be difficult to implement in practice because personal and professional contacts often overlap. Even though the healthcare professionals may be on social media well-intended, the internet has its own way of sidelighting the stuff that usually matters. So the vicious loop of popularity hits sooner or later. For example, on YouTube, the content has to be eye-catching with dramatic thumbnails and music to have more views. Imagine creating a video about evidence-based medicine of a certain disease X, and then a video of 5 short and easy ways to cure disease X. I'm sure you'll know which will get the most views. And the content is sometimes based on sponsors with products that actually may be medically detrimental. This taken to a large scale are TV doctors like Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil, which we can talk for hours about the ethical discrepancies they pose. Lastly, even though online medical advice and blogs forums like WebMD and Quora can be useful at times, there clearly is an overflow of information that is augmented at times like the current pandemic. This is aptly labeled as the infodemic. And the public isn't able to separate the facts from the misinformation. Doctors answer questions on these forums based on anecdotal encounter, and they don't know the comprehensive history of the patient to give proper advice. Again, here the credibility of the doctor will be questioned, and this gives way for quacks, fake doctors, misrepresented credentials, and there are no proper regulations regarding this. In simple words, it all comes down to weighing the risks over the benefits, and we can clearly see that the distinction from the above mentioned points. I rest my case and thank you.
Thank you, Niranjan. So now Niranjan will be facing a rebuttal from Harish.
Audible?
Yes, you are audible.
So
your time starts now, guys.
So you were talking about the advertisements that these residential programs were giving. What is wrong in using a social media platform to choose a residency program or any hospital to work? That is my first question.
I'm sorry, I didn't say that. I didn't say that point. I didn't mention that. What I mentioned was residency programs and hospital go through your social media profiles, Facebook profiles before employing you.
Okay, even then, what is wrong in that? Even IT companies do that.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying there's anything wrong. The point is, for example, we as students ourselves, imagine we have our Instagram account. Suddenly, one day you post a picture, you have an alcohol bottle in your hand, or, the inappropriate photos are there. These employers, they go through your profiles and imply that.
Excuse me. My question is, this happens to everyone. How it is, you're talking only about medical professionals chiefly? It happens
Since
with
we are medical professionals, I'm implying that to our profession. So it happens to everyone.
No, it happens with every other profession, right? So
guys, your time is up. Okay. So now you'll be facing a rebuttal from Sir. Over to you, sir.
So Niranjan, right?
Yes, sir.
Niranjan, can you tell us how many photos or videos you have seen taken by your friends or your colleagues from ward and posting it on Facebook and Instagram?
So we know, as my friends in specific, we know that we are not supposed to, be in the ward and take a pictures, have patients in background.
No, see, my question is plain and simple.
Yes.
I asked you how many pictures or videos have you seen?
No, none, sir. None.
You have not seen any photos or videos taken by your colleagues or your seniors or doctors from your
I'm not on social media, and I haven't yet seen someone have a patient in the background or in a ward taking pictures. I haven't seen, so I'm sorry.
I have not seen, not even a single photo.
No, sir. Maximum what maybe on the first day of surgery, I remember with my friends, we took a selfie outside the theater, like, once we were outside with the gowns and stuff. So that's the maximum. So apart from that, I haven't seen any yet.
Fine. Okay, we'll proceed. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Niranjan. Next up, we have Amir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. A very good evening, respected judges, my fellow participants, and the entire organizing team of Forensics COSA. My name is Mohammad Amir, and I will be speaking for the topic, Medical Professionals on Social Media is a Boon. Medical professionals on social media is a boon. Well, let me begin first by defining the topic, medical professionals. I'm not talking about YouTube videos with automatic digitalized voices which say that drinking 10 glasses of broccoli can kill, 10 glasses of broccoli juice can kill cancer, or having ginger every day for 2 weeks can make your immune stronger. I'm talking about medical professionals, certified, qualified, and Twitter, YouTube, and other platforms. Let me start with a story. When I opened Instagram today, I just happened to see this profile of a doctor named Suhaib Imtiaz, and his bio stated, board certified lifestyle medicine. Wow, how many of us have really heard about this field, lifestyle medicine? And I've seen many other doctors who've done MBA after doing MBBS. Well, number one, these doctors on social media can definitely serve as a source of inspiration for us. Their qualification and their access to information that we can have to connect to them as as students and as doctors, which can help us establish relationships and gain an insight into their life. Secondly, medical professionals use their platform for good practice and dissemination of information. Let me give you 2 quick examples. One, teaching. Doctors can help by posting different interesting cases online, definitely keeping them very confidential and helping students learn. And secondly, for the larger public, they help by giving information that bust myths about COVID. For example, a rapid hand washing campaign that could save so many infectious diseases, or asking people to maintain distance during COVID. These campaigns online and social media have definitely had a great impact on society, including me and you. And third, advocacy for campaigns. Medical professionals on social media can have a great influence with the number of viewers, likes, and shares, and the audience that they have. Number one, social media campaigns have vigorously campaigned for pro-vaccination. In the United States, there was an absurd and an unscientific campaign against vaccination, for which all doctors in the United States paved way and campaigned through their social media for pro-vaccination and educated the people. Second, doctors and medical professionals can raise their voice using their platform for issues such as international peace, global health, and public awareness, including COVID-19 and the BLM. Fourth, networking. Come on. How is it that a small young student like me is able to message a plastic surgery resident way ahead in America and gain access to their life and information? Isn't this all through social media? How many of us have got so many opportunities, have gotten to know about conferences, research opportunities, just by looking through social media? How did I get to know about GTV MMC's debate competition? Definitely, Ursula messaged, and that's how we are all gathered here today. My last point, concept of global health in research. The power of social media, the connectivity that it can have is simply enormous. How is it that without social media, we can ever imagine that researchers in Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore are contributing significantly in collaboration with doctors in Pune over HIV, AIDS, and tuberculosis in programs in India? Isn't it amazing how social media can engage and help connection of both the medical community and the public at large. Also, how is it that without social media, a company in the a company in America or UK or several non-governmental organizations are able to raise funds and send them to countries with lower income to help the population gain access to drinking water? And finally, while many say that fake doctors are online, let me remind all of you that in India we have Section 419 and Section 420 of the IPC, which can easily be charged on doctors who are impersonating and posing fake profiles. And I'm sure fake doctors don't last long. It's important that we educate our society to help them identify who is credible and who is not. It's very simple. Just look at their qualifications and make sure that they are credible. And lastly, I'm from Bangalore, and I'd like to just share a small snippet before I go back. Dr. Taha Mateen, who was really hunting for doctors in his hospital, who were scared to come because of the COVID situation, was able to run a massive campaign and reach the headlines of national media to attract doctors to his hospital so that they could serve the COVID-19 patients due to shortage of doctors. I, as a medical student, aspire to be a social media influencer and hope you'd join me too. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir. That was a little over your time limit. Now we have Shurabhi for the rebuttal.
Okay, hi. The very first thing you mentioned in your speech about this fundraising thing with the Johns Hopkins University in collaboration with the University of Pune. And you said that how else would we come to know about this? I would like to tell you that I believe that you are confusing between social media and media, because media has a very specific purpose and it is very well accomplished in fulfilling that. Social media, don't you believe, has a certain superficial element to it? And also, how can you be so sure that all doctors use these social media platforms for all the good reasons? I mean, isn't it possible for the picture to get distorted?
Thank you, Shurabhi, for your question. There is certain, your question is about being superficial. I would like to say that yes, to a certain extent, probably everyone posts only the things that are beautiful on social media. But let me remind you that a doctor's life is not very easy. Doctors and social media influencers definitely post their downside too. They post about how they deal with depression, how they deal with difficult days in the hospital. And
your time is up for your rebuttal. Sorry. So now you'll be facing a rebuttal from Sir. Over to you, sir.
So, Amar.
Hello.
Amar, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So you were telling something about impersonation. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Impersonating
yes, sir.
a doctor.
Yes, sir.
Do you think it is easy to impersonate a doctor?
Sir, as many of the speakers that spoke against medical professionals on social media stated that it's quite easy to create a fake Instagram profile or a fake YouTube video that is copying someone else. Yes, to a certain extent, I do agree with you, sir, but I think they don't last long. Definitely not.
Yes. Okay, we'll proceed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amir. Next up, we have Taskina.
Am I visible?
Yes, you are visible.
Can I start?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Professionals using social media platform is a bane according to me, and I am going to support my statement by claiming 5 reasons. The first and foremost reason, in a country like India, where there's only 60% of the people are literate and internet coverage is just 45% and 30% have the reach of social media, how do you expect to send all this information, useful information that you talk about, when 50% of the population doesn't even have the reach of internet? Secondly, the lack of privacy. Article 21 is one of the fundamental rights, which is the right to life and personal liberty. and it recognizes the right to privacy. When you say that it's easy for medical professionals to maintain the record and data and everything, but considering the fact that the social media has the potential to share and to share and spread any information permanently, I believe it's a dangerous threat. And there's no system which can completely 100% guarantee that the safety from hacking or any other cyber crimes. I'll give you an example. If there's a cancer patient who is a publicly known person, like a writer or a politician, and his or her data is leaked into the public, and the public suddenly start pouring sympathy for them, it affects their health, and mainly it is an act of breach of privacy to personal liberty. Thirdly, misinformation. Of course, I agree that medical professionals using social media to spread awareness is a good thing. But when that information on social media cannot be identified by common people as true or false, that is a problem here. I'll give you an example. Let's take COVID-19 itself. When so many medical professionals shared so many information and awareness among people, still the response and the increased confusion about who and what information to believe in led to fear and panic among the people. This is called COVID infodemic. And one thing that many people do not notice about social media is it emphasizes the anecdotal reports more than the evidence-based medicine. So people believe in the individual patient stories rather than the accurate data given by these medical professionals, believing in some fake remedies as cure. Fourth, professional defamation. The same social media which busts myth and exposes the truth also plays a huge role in defaming the professional life. I'll give you two instances. The recent news of Dr. Anup Krishna committing suicide is an example, and it proves how an online attack of defamation can take a toll on someone's life. Secondly, in government medical college in Tirunelveli, a patient when discharged from COVID ward was covered in bed sores and maggots, and this led to public outrage because of social media. And the government suspended the healthcare workers. But these healthcare workers, the unions and the associations, they protested against the government's lack of resources and support staff as a reason. Through social media, this propagation of social media showed two different sides of the same story. So social media proves that it doesn't believe in good or bad. All it does is propagate news. So you cannot trust it. The final thing, damage of professional image and ethics. We might have come across various images on social media where the physicians or the medical students, they are posing with a cadaver or taking group selfies in between a surgery and posting some comments which can be about patients. They vent their frustrations out in the social media. This is the problem, and this tarnishes the professional image and ethics and also the sanctity of medical profession. So I think these are one of the few reasons why I believe it's a bane. And at the end, I believe a knife when used by a killer can kill a person, and the same knife when used by a surgeon can save a person. Thank you.
Thank you, Taskina. So now you'll be facing a rebuttal from Ria.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, sure.
Ma'am, you mentioned hacking of patient files, but hacking is a crime, ma'am, and doctors don't willingly upload patient details onto their social media platforms. So I think the best way to stop that would be to stop hacking and not preventing doctors from using social media. Also, you mentioned fake remedies posted online. I think the only way to be countering that is to allow doctors to speak against it online and not stop doctors from using online platforms. Also, ma'am, you said that social media allowed multiple people to present their views with the story of maggots and bed sores of the patient. But I think that is allowed under the Constitution, and it was a good thing that the doctors were allowed to counter it. And also, do you think patients would be able?
Can I answer?
Public, may I just complete this one sentence? It's my last query. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think patients would be, or any public would be able to understand scientific data without doctors interpreting it for them? Don't you think that would lead to more misunderstanding? Thank you.
See, the first thing about privacy, right? I can give you an instance. In when the lockdown started initially, the Kerala Health Department, they made a deal with a US firm to handle patient data, and then still, after all the precautions, still the privacy was the breached, because there the 1.75 lakh people of like people's this health data was leaked into the public, and
your time is
that was
up
sold
for
to
rebuttal.
pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
I'm sorry, but like I mentioned again, if you had maintain the question charter. So now you'll face a rebuttal by sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay.
Yes. So, Taxina, if I hear you correctly, you mentioned about the Thiruvananthapuram incident, right, in Kerala, happened on this October. So, what are you intending to tell us about that incident?
Which incident, sir?
The Thiruvananthapuram Medical College incident.
Yes. Yes. I'm saying that social media doesn't care about a good or bad. It only cares about propagating news. That's all what I was telling about. In that, you can see the two different sides of the story was posted in social media. They cared just about propagating the news rather than deciding who is good and who is the bad person here. Even though the doctors did negligence, still the unions and the associations, they fought against the government's lack of resources, right? So they blamed it on the government, and because of that, the suspensions was revoked by the government because of the pressure on social media about these protests. Both the instances were posted in social media, and the propaganda ran very wide. Because of that, there were two sides of parties. So I believe social media in itself, it doesn't care about which is the truth or which is a lie. It all cares about the propagation. All it will generate news. Hello, sir.
Yes, I think you're having some network issue.
I can hear you, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're saying social media doesn't differentiate between good news and the bad news. Okay. So
It
can you
doesn't
please,
care about the good news and the bad news, sir. It just propagates news. That's it.
Okay. Okay. It doesn't. Can we take it for a lighter sense? It is not able to differentiate good from the bad. Okay. From here, please tell us in short, what is a good news
Yes.
and what is a bad news in this incident?
I believe the good news in the incident is the way initially when when they discovered that there was bed sores all around that patient's body because of negligence in care because of those healthcare workers, and there were maggots infested in those wounds. Every public felt very bad, and they had done an out. They like came out to the social media and reported these incidences. Because of that, the government had to suspend those healthcare workers. That's a good thing. But when these kind of things happen, they say that it's the government's fault that there's no resources. We need to hear the two sides of the story. Even though that it was a negligence, still there were lack of support staff.
Enough. Okay. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
Is
sure, sir.
lack of resources a defense against negligence?
I believe in this situation there was negligence, of course.
Simple yes or no. Is lack of resources a negligence? I'll repeat. Is lack of resource a defense against negligence? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. We will proceed.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Taskina. Now we've come to the end of our segment, so we will be joining you shortly, guys.
So yes, are you all online?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you all guys could allot some more time and patiently listen to me, yes, I'll be happy. Yes, I was listening to all of your points. Yes, you have done really well. You have done your homework. You have researched and you have presumably, I guess, you have reached for the social media in collecting all these facts, right? Yes, you cannot get all these facts simply from the books. Yes, so social media. So at the outset, it looks like social media is in fact a boon to any person, not simply a health professional. For any person, it is a boon, right? Yes, at this time, it is a good opportunity, right? So let me begin by telling you one thing. This social media, like few of you have said, it is useful for the students. Yes, they can get an ample supply of resources. Fine, yes, that is one thing. And next thing is, see, I'm going to tell you one thing. See, India has a clear-cut policy on telemedicine. So, for your information, I'm telling you, India has a clear-cut guideline for telemedicine for online consultations. So the guidelines are clear, the ethics, the rules, and everything. What you have to follow, everything is clear there for online consultation. So the Medical Council of India, and in short time it will become NMC. So they are eyeing telemedicine or online consultation to be running with full force. They are expecting it so, and it is going to take a full course in all our professional life. No denying in it. It is going to be the next trendsetter, telemedicine. Yes, yes, but that is a different thing. Once you go for telemedicine or online consultation, there comes your current topic: health professionals reaching out to social media. See, there is always a thin line whether to cross it or not with respect to social media. What to speak and where to restrict. And one of your participants also mentioned about the sad demise of Dr. Anup. You know, I had a personal acquaintance with him during my college days. I know him personally, yes, and what happened to him is extremely gruesome. You cannot put in words for what he has gone through. Yes. Now, here is the point. Who gives them, who gives the press, or who gives the media about the news or intricacies about medical practice? Well, for example, person A says this doctor should not have done the surgery. Who gives that person X the idea, or who gives him the professional facts or points? It happens to be another doctor, right? So this is where we have to be. See, even the trend would be towards online platforms, online consultations, etc., etc. Of course, if you go through the guidelines, you would be clear, and you would, you would be able to clarify most of the doubts. The teleconsultation itself says what diseases you can treat online, what drugs you can prescribe online. Not everything. Not everything will be virtual. Those consultations would still remain in person, right? So this is where we have to be able to speak. If you reach out to any social media, of course you have to be an authority in your area of expertise. Yes, you should not make all those generalized statements. Yes, so please make sure whenever you place a status or post a photo. Of course, posting a photo inside the word, Niranjan said he has not come across any photo. Well, it is not unlikely. Probably you're not into the social media, Niranjan, I think. See, social media is flooded with photos of health professionals, with hospitals, even labor wards in their background. Well, it is not, we cannot simply say it is unethical. We can say it is not to say it is not in good human sense. even for a good humankind. Nobody would take a photo. See, this is my first day in labor ward. This is my first surgery. This is my first anesthesia case as an independent. I'm doing this for the first time. No. As a human being, as a fellow human being, I have to respect their feelings too. So these things should never come to your mind. If at all, if some of your colleagues or friends do it, you should be able to stand up against them. See, I'm telling you again and again. So this online consultations or the social media platforms would be the next big trend in the healthcare professional. There is no doubt in it, no denying in it. But please make sure we are in the line. We are in the confined or restrained professional uh, attitude, you can say, right? So we should never ever make a statement criticizing our fellow doctor. Yes, it may be a plain fact, yes, of course. Even then, we cannot afford to give a generalized statement or a rash or a vogue statement against our fellow colleague. So that will be all. So that's what I wanted you all to take it home. So thanks for participating in this, and thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that valuable insight. Now I call upon Dr. Sugan Chandra, sir, to share a few words.
Sorry for the delay. Sugan sir has got disconnected and we will be connecting very soon. Just a minute.
We apologize for the delay. Sir is facing some network issues. So sir will be joining us shortly. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay, guys. Until then, there are a lot of events that are there going on in Forensics Causa. There are a lot of minor and major events. So please do participate in all of them. And the results would be announced at the end of all the events. That is, after the entire of Forensics Causa gets over, only then the results would be announced. And to continue to stick around with us, Sir will be joining us shortly. And sorry, guys, for the delay. Sugan sir is unable to join us as for the moment. So I would like to thank our judge, Dr. Mani Vasagam sir, for his time, patience, and the much needed enlightenment and his active participation, I might add. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our organizing chairman, Dr. G. Kamalakanan, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, sir. And I would like to thank our organizing secretary, Dr. Sugan Chandra, sir, who is always at our beck and call. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank my lovely participants. Thank you all for doing justice to the stage by delivering such strong speeches. I would like to thank my team of Rede, Mende, Ajay Parthasarathi, Kishore, Rebecca Barton, Govardhanan, and my technical support, Ajay Parthasarathi and Rajalakshmi. Atlan the Almighty for keeping us safe. Thank you all, and the results would be announced at October 26th. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Is it over?
Yeah. Yeah, it is over. It is over.
Oh, yes. Thanks a lot. I'm going to end the stream.
Yeah. Ajay. Only when like our guys are left, wait for it until only we are there. And
I'll just share
yeah.
four videos and then I'll finish it.
Okay.